All right, for today's lesson, we are going to be classifying angles. So in 8.1, we talked about lines and segments and rays and points, and now we're going to be looking at specifically angles. So if you open your book to page 316, you'll see that we have four main types of angles. We have a right angle, and that is an angle that is 90 degrees in the corner. Okay, so 90 degrees. We have an acute angle, and that's less than 90 degrees. We have an obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees, and we have a straight angle, oops, H there, straight angle, and that is 180 degrees. Also a line. A line can be classified as a straight angle and is 180 degrees. So, right angle, 90 degrees. Acute angle, less than 90. Obtuse angle, more than 90. And a line is 180. So if we look down at example 1, first it gives us an angle that looks like this. Actually, that's not a very good drawing. It's more like this. And it wants you to identify it. So it does not have the little square in the corner to indicate that it's 90 degrees. And so we can look at that and say it's probably obtuse, because it's definitely larger than 90 degrees. Then the second one that they give us looks like this, and we know that it's not 90 degrees. We know that it's smaller than 90 degrees, so we will label that as acute, less than 90 degrees. So in your homework, you'll be labeling some angles that may or may not have measurements, but labeling them either right angle, acute angle, obtuse, or straight. And then the next thing they're going to have you do is look at two angles and determine if they are complementary or supplementary. Complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90 degrees, or the sum of their measurement is 90 degrees. Supplementary is two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So this is two angles when put next to each other would make a right angle, and this is two angles that when put next to each other would make a straight line. Okay, please make sure you write these definitions down. Then if you look on page 317, we have a protractor, and then there's lines coming off of the protractor. We have ray XA, ray XB, ray XC, XD, and XE. So looking at those rays that are laid out on top of that protractor, they want to know our angle DXE. So angle DXE and angle AXB. They want to know, are these angles either supplementary or complementary? So what we first have to do is look at what are the measurements for each angle. So DXE, if we look at the protractor, it says it's 55 degrees. So that's the measurement of our angle. AXB is 35. So what we would do is we would add these together. So 5 and 5 is 10, 3 and 5 is 8, plus 1 is 90 degrees. So DXE and AXB are complementary. Because they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, the next angles they give us is DXE, which we already know, and angle BXC. So if you look down at your protractor, you will see that the ray XC is right on the 75 degree line, and ray XB is on the 35. So in order to find angle BXC, we're going to subtract 35 from 75. And we will get 40 degrees. Now we can add those together real fast, and we know that that's going to be 95. So angles DXE and BXC are neither supplementary or complementary, because their measurements do not add up to either 90 degrees or 180 degrees. So if we skip down to example 3, they are going to throw in some algebra practice for us, some solving of an equation. So they tell us that angle R and angle V are supplementary. So that means that added together, they equal 180 degrees. So angle R plus angle V equals 180 degrees. Now they give us the measurement for angle R. They say angle R is 67 degrees. But we still don't know what angle V is, but we know when it's added to angle R that it's 180 degrees. So what we would do is we would solve for angle V, and we would subtract 67 from each side. That would cancel out, leaving angle V equals 10 minus 7 is 3, 7 minus 1 is 1. So angle V equals 113 degrees. So for your homework, you will be identifying and classifying angles. You are going to be determining whether two angles are supplementary or complementary, or neither. And you will be solving for angle measurements based on angles being supplementary and complementary. So, For your homework, you will need to do 1 through 22 all. So 1 through 22 all. And if you have any questions, now is the time to ask.